and Cheryl. We headed to Europe to ride our bikes along the beautiful Danube River from its source in Germany to Budapest in Hungary.
It was 1,300 k's, and you might think that's a long way, but once we started, it went like a flash. Hope you enjoy it.
We packed our bikes into boxes and flew out of Sydney, Australia. 2 flights, 24 hours, and we were in Munich, Germany. We got to our motel, put our bikes together, had dinner, a hot shower, and went straight to bed for a 10-hour sleep. After the best buffet breakfast ever, we set off for our first campsite in Munich. The 42-kilometre ride through crops and small villages from the airport to the campground took us along bike paths and quiet country roads. A quick stop at this roadside vending machine to get a drink. It had drinks, sausages and eggs. We'd done 11 kilometres. We rode beside the Isar River on a damp gravel bike path. The only sounds, the river and the crunching of our tyres on the gravel. So peaceful. We cruised into the beautiful English garden and stopped for a beer and a couple of pretzels in a beer garden. Eventually we made it to our campground at Thalkirchen. What a great first day. After a couple of nights at the campground, we headed into Munich Old Town for a night. The hotel was very accommodating with our gear and bikes. We spent 3 days in Munich, visiting Dachau concentration camp memorial site, the city market, Marienplatz, beautiful St. Michael's Church and the spectacular Nymphenburg Palace. Day 6 and we are on our way to Treberg in the Black Forest. An early start this morning to get the first of 3 trains. Treberg is a beautiful old small town perched along the very steep mountains around the waterfall that runs right through the centre of town. We wandered around the town and tried some local food and beer. What a beautiful way to start the day. We walked up to the top ridge of the waterfall and then back down. The waterfall and the woods are just spectacular. After a delicious German breakfast at the hotel, we got some groceries, packed up and headed back down to the train station to get a train to Donaueschingen, a beautiful, warm and sunny day. We visited the source of the Danube or the Donau and then rode 5 k's out to Foren to a fantastic campground, Reedsea Camping. After a great night's sleep, we had fresh croissants and coffee for breakfast. We were packed up and on our bikes by 9:30. We got back onto the bike path and headed to Tuttlingen, our next stop. In Tuttlingen, we eventually found the free camp in the city park, where we set up and then spent a couple of hours at the thermal pools. A couple of beers and some dinner in a small beer garden finished off a glorious sunny day. After heavy rain in the night, we cooked some eggs and coffee for breakfast before packing up our gear and wet tent and setting off to Husen, to a campground on the river. We stopped in Buron across from the Abbey, just as a massive hailstorm rolled through. After another rain shower on arrival to our campsite, we waited, dried the tent and set up for the night. A nice hot shower and some dry clothes before we walked across the road for dinner. Another rainy night and a wet morning. Breakfast in the bus shelter, and we're on our way to Singmaringen. Our accommodation for the next 2 nights, a private guest house with a wonderful host. We spent the whole day exploring the beautiful city of Singmaringen. The castle rises high on a cliff right in the centre of town. We spent 2.5 hours touring the inside, checking out the old stables which now houses the magnificent carriage collection, and visited St. Johan's Church. After another rainy night and a rainy start to the day, we were a bit sad to leave our warm guest house, but we set off, stopping for Black Forest cake for breakfast, before heading on our way to Riedlingen. The weather held up all day and we had a nice easy ride through meadows, crops and small hills before arriving at our campsite. More rain last night with a massive storm. After drying our tent out, we stopped at Aldi for some bread rolls and water and got on our way to Ehingen. Not such an easy ride today, with a few very steep climbs
climbing 300 metres. One section 40 metres up past a fish farm. The best thing at the end was a nice rest area with an ice cream machine. Eventually, we found our hotel in the old town centre. After checking in, we wandered around town, having a couple of beers and something to eat.
We took a walk through the town, checking out a part of the old city wall which is still standing in amongst the houses. We packed up and got away early this morning at 8 a.m, grabbing some breakfast at a bakery before heading out on our way to Ulm. It was pretty easy cycling today, even though it was quite windy. Through some small villages and crops scattered with beautiful poppies. A lot of the path today was alongside the beautiful Danube River. The impressive spire of the Ulm Cathedral can be seen from at least 10 kilometres from the town, and once we set up camp at the canoe club, we biked into the city centre and spent some time in the cathedral. It is really beautiful. What a fantastic end to the first 2 weeks of our trip. Looking forward to tomorrow.